Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be working a 3D acrylic nail art, a flower. So let's go, stop thinking about it. Okay, so here I am, there's nothing there. But we start. We have my first bead and it's a bit runny, but you see this gives us the opportunity to shape a C shape. That's what they say. And then you start working your bead with the body of the brush, extending it. And my goal is to create a very thin flower, so I keep, extending it as much as I can and watching my shape. And I wanted to say, if you're going to be encapsulating and you're working with white, that's your plan, try to use a bright white. If you use a milky white, I think that your flower is not going to stand out. So yeah, try to use bright white. I am using a number 4 brush, and this brush is really great for picking up the beads. You can pick tiny beads. It's so cute with the very thin tip. I have my second bead. I'm trying to do a C shape again, and then I'm just gonna start working on it, extending it. I did want my flower in that corner, but I don't want it to reach the cuticle because I have to encapsulate this so that when I fall if needed, I won't be, taking my petals, part of my petal away. And you're gonna use the body and the sides, and it helps you give texture and create lines and shadows so that you have a 3D flower pattern. And being completely honest, I've kind of stayed away from flowers. I've always admired and seen them and oohed and awed over flowers and the ability that a lot of nail techs and nail artists have. But I always end up making bulky flowers when I did them myself. Even though I'd say that looks like a flower, I still thought, whoa, this is too thick. But for some reason, something stopped me, and never I thought, let me keep, playing with it until you make it thin. And then last night, saw this great video that I will be putting in the description below, and it was I love it. I mean, to be able to actually see a thin flower was great, and that was part of my goal today, sharing that you can make a thin flower and it's gonna look nice. You can, to the point that you can encapsulate and not make a bulky nail. So here I'm adding a little bit of yellow. Let's make believe that's pollen, and it's just to give it a pop. Now I'm coming in with some green acrylic, and you see how that bead is very wet. And first time I tapped it, it just went back to its shiny self, but as it dries out, it changes. I actually dipped my brush into some powder to add more product into it. And I wanted to say, so if you notice, there's little dots, green dots on there. That acrylic was a mix. It's yellow acrylic powder and blue acrylic powder that I mixed. So I obviously didn't mix it well, or it has to do with the fact that the blue is not something I bought. It's something that I mixed clear acrylic with blue chalk that I had crushed up, and I pulverized that. But I guess I didn't mix it well, or the chalk isn't good for what I was doing. So that's what happened. But I still got my green. So I still got my green leaves, and I'm okay with that. And if you're watching and you know about mixing products to make your own colors, share that with me, please. So there I continue working with my leaves. Obviously I'm trying to make them pretty flat. I use my cuticle pusher. I mean, you can use any tools, anything you have. that's sanitary to work on your acrylic art. In my case, I'm working with a mannequin hand, so she doesn't mind what I use, but that was just a cuticle pusher. And there you can really appreciate how small the beads are that you can pick with that brush. I mean, let's see that. Is that not great? My 3D flowers. Ping! And then right here, I was just admiring and loving it and feeling a bit sad because of what was going to happen next to it. My leaves weren't great, but I did love my petals. And there it is. I'm done. I'm happy with it, but it's time to encapsulate, which is making me kind of sad. And my goal was to use very wet consistency, so it kind of just covered the flower by itself. That's what I did. I did not record that because everybody knows what encapsulating is. And I deleted a clip, and it was the clip where I was going to show everyone how thin my beautiful thin flower was. That was the most exciting part for me. Well, no, shaping it was exciting, but the goal was to create a thin flower and that you could see it. But I deleted it because when you are recording on a phone, sometimes you run out of space and you're not able to edit on your phone because of lack of space or something. And I have the habit now to delete things in order to edit, and just ruined it. So now you see me here. I'm so excited. I'm continuing on with my practice. And how do you know I'm excited? Well, that nail has top coat. I did not take that off. I just said, hey, I'm gonna do another flower here and see if I can create a 3-petal flower similar to my first one. It's similar, not exactly the same, but yeah, I was very excited and I continued to practice again. And you create your C shape, pat it, and you're able to create petals. I've noticed that they expand the petal and leave the center empty so they can continue adding petals. That's what I've seen some do. It's fun. It's fun to do. So yeah, I have no idea what kind of flower I just made. All I know is that I made a 3-petal flower, and as long as I see the flower, I'm happy. And so if you're watching and you like my flower, please hit the like button, subscribe to see how well I develop and grow in making other flowers. And also, if you have any constructive criticism, words, motivation, I'm so willing to hear that. Who doesn't need positive feedback? Or if you are a creator, share. So practice and more practice. It's easy when you like what you're doing, and I hope you, the viewer, enjoy and have something you have passionate and have the time to practice on that. Yeah. There, my bead was a bit too wet, and since it's my last little bead and I need it to stay put, I use my napkin so it absorbs some of the monomer. I'm adding some yellow because that's pollen. There goes my wonderful green that I mixed. And it's so sad because when I look at the powder, it seems like it's blended well. But I guess, I have to test it. I guess I have to wet it, apply it somewhere, and see if I get those little bumps. and that will tell me if I have to keep, I'm gonna say, breaking down the chalk, because I think it was the chalk which is avoiding to get a good mix. And honestly, if I was going to do nails on a customer or on myself, I don't think I would go for 2 nails with flowers like I did there. I would probably just do 1. And when I see the different sites, Instagram, Facebook, usually you see 1 flower, 1 nail with flowers, and then other things. And there you see, I took that picture, and that one, so you can see how thin it came out. See, like little stars. So, you know, practice and more practice. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you think I did okay. And, you know,